morning's live stroll. We have made it again to hump day, and if I was to tell you guys it was 21.3 degrees this morning, I'm not sure some of you will believe it, but that is overnight temperatures. I think today we're supposed to be getting up towards 35 again. Now, I don't know where people are watching from, so it's difficult to always have a proper conversation or a sensible conversation about heat. But here in the UK, the heat is a different heat to what you experience anywhere else in the world. For whatever reason, it just is. And I've been very lucky to go to a lot of nice places around the world. But it's just, whether it's just because, when you're on holiday, you're in a different sort of mindset and you've got different coping mechanisms, swimming pools, air cons, swim up bars. I don't know. But it just feels dreadful here, and it's warm like this. Now, we're quite lucky. We've got aircon in our room, in our bedroom, so we're able to sort of sleep relatively well. Although Julie would disagree with that. But I was saying it all day yesterday. I mean, it was absolutely stifling yesterday. And I was saying, as long as you can go home and you can sleep in some form or the other, it keeps you sort of relatively switched on. But God knows what people do if they literally aren't sleeping as well as coping with the heat, I tell you. Anyway, we shouldn't moan about it because we don't get this sort of weather that often, and so they tell us. It's going to become a more regular thing. So we just have to learn to cope with it a bit better. I must say our aircon does work very well in our bedroom, and it does. We actually watched the football actually in our bedroom last night. Julie, myself and James, even the dogs came up because it was the coolest place in the house. Unfortunately, the football couldn't live up to expectations. Unfortunately, it was the same old. Unfortunately, come on, Azra. Come on, Azra. Come on, Azra. It was the same old. Unfortunately, they looked really good against Croatia, but come up against a low block team, it was just they just didn't seem to have enough ideas and nous to be able to break that team down. So other teams now I've seen how to play against England. Have to see if they can come up with a solution as to how to break it down. Thank you for the like. If you're new here, we're out 5 out of 7 days a week. This is a little bit earlier than normal. Just due to the high temperatures sort of overnight, and obviously they just build up and build up. So get out early, get the stroll done, and then we're home. I was just watching a little bit of the Colombia Democratic Congo match. Colombia were winning 1-0. No, there's no easy games, I don't think. I mean, Portugal, to be fair, they played Uzbekistan a game before England and won 5-0, but I think some of these African teams are better than people give them credit for. And I believe Ghana did actually beat England in a friendly before the World Cup, or a while ago. I can't remember. Anyway, England should still qualify, so not overly concerned, but you want to try and win the group to have an easier passage. We'll see. And now I believe all the games, the last group games, are simultaneous as well. So you've literally got 2 games on, and the matches are on, and they're on at silly times now. I was looking, they're on at crazy o'clock, some of these games. It would be interesting to know the viewing figures for these World Cups. And I'm not saying for 1 second it should be always in Europe, because I'm not. But, and of course it swings around when it's in the other hemisphere as to people that are watching. But it's quite interesting to know the facts and figures, because the times in the UK, sort of you've had the sort of 5 or 6 o'clock kickoff occasionally, then you've had the 8, 9 or 10 o'clock. And then they're sort of through the night. Unless it's in particular your team, which in most cases unfortunately has been Scotland, um, they've had wretched kickoffs. 2 o'clock's the last two. I think tonight they kick off at 11, I believe. Hi to Art, hi to Danny. Oh, hi Danny as well. Sorry, apologies, I've missed some of those comments. How's everyone doing this morning? Thanks for joining up. We are playing the geography game. Quite simple. Tell me the time it is where you are. I'll try and guess where you are in the world. Not the UK, because it's a bit too easy. And also the World Cup game. Who's going to win the World Cup? I still stick to my guns to say France are going to win the World Cup. Wait and see, won't we? Now, we're a bit early this morning, guys. You can just see the sun beginning to come up down there. I'll show you a bit more of those views later into the stroll. When I got home from the stroll yesterday, we had a terrific storm, and all along here was all flooded. And literally, the shopkeeper over there was actually standing outside trying to push people away from the shop, because he was obviously getting water pouring into his shop. And this is always the same. Whenever you have a hot spell, you have bad weather after. And unfortunately, in the UK, we never seem quite prepared for it. Whatever the scenario, hot, cold, wet, dry, always the same. Anyway, if you've been with me for the last sort of however long, few weeks, months, you'll know I had a couple of altercations with a lady over the field. And I learnt yesterday, and I don't know if this is definitely confirmed, this is only what I've been told, that she has been taken into a I want to say mental institute, but that's probably not the right terminology for it, but somewhere like that, to hopefully get the help that she needs. Because, as I said at the time, and I'll say it again, for me, as a 45-year-old man, you sort of seem to think you've heard and seen most things, but it's not pleasant when you're on a walk and you get that happening. And she was a lot worse to other people as well. Bad enough as she was with me the first time. Anyway, someone actually messaged me directly yesterday and told me that she'd be taken into one of these hospitals to get the help that she needs, and that's good. I've said it before on here, but that ultimately is what needs to happen, and I hope for her sake she gets it and she sticks to it, because she wasn't a very well lady, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's move on. Let's not let that consume the next 5-10 minutes of our conversation. I'm fairly sure Azra will be going to the loo any second anyway, guys. Was that so normal? Look at the amount of birds over here this morning. Unbelievable. Come on, Azra. Yep, she's going right now, guys, so I just have to sort her out before we crack on. Goodness, these bags are not coming apart as they normally would. Okay, onwards we go. You can physically see already sort of the steam rising. You know, that is how hot it was yesterday. It's how hot it's going to be today. Leave it, leave it, leave it. And I haven't actually looked at the weather forecast, but my barometer at home is saying we've got this for the next sort of 2 or 3 days. So we need to brace ourselves, guys, especially if you're in the UK. Oh, we're missing the goods train, Azra. That's a shame, isn't it? No, come on. Again, if you're interested, guys, there is a vlog that came out from our weekend trip to Great Yarmouth. It's actually been really well received for one of my vlogs and my little channel. It's actually been really, really well received. I think it's had just under 300 views now in 3 days. So I'm really happy with that because, as I say, it swings and roundabouts. I've had a couple of really popular sort of vlogs, but normally they hover around between 500 and 1,000 views in most cases. As your channel gets bigger, obviously that does get more, I guess. Or again, depends on what you're recording as well, or vlogging, should I say? Vlogging, not recording. So as we get to the completion of the first of our 4 fields we negotiate this morning. Again, some of you might have been with me before, you'll have seen this all before. If not, you're always welcome. It's usually into the second field and in the wooded area where I get a little bit apprehensive, which is where I saw our favourite lady in the mornings. But as I say, if truth is out there, she's now getting the help that she needs, and hopefully it won't happen again to me or anyone else. So we'll wait and see. This sunrise coming up, guys, it is looking spectacular. Just poking out from behind the trees here. Look at that. The early morning sunrise. Beautiful. People always say to me, "Oh, you make a big thing of your sunrises," and in my repeat, I've said what I've said before, is that a sunrise is a good thing. It's a dawn of a new day, fresh day, fresh start. Should be thankful for a lovely sunrise because you don't get many of them in the UK. Mostly cloudy. Anyway, I was going to try and have a look at the weather forecast for the next few days, but the other phone has been a bit temperamental at the minute, so I'll have a look in a minute. But it is supposed to be very, very warm. But I want to know when it's going to break. But it does make a big difference as to what we do at the weekend, I think. I've got a plan. There's a Comic Con on in one of the neighbouring towns in Letchworth, which is sort of near Stevenage. That's the nearest big town to there, if you know your geography. But if it's going to be roasting hot, I'm not sure I really want to be walking outside. We did all that last weekend, and we were pretty finished, to be honest with you. And it would be supposed to be far hotter. There we go, I've got the internet working now. Let's have a look. So 31 today, 32 tomorrow, 34 Friday, and 30 on Saturday with thunderstorms. Yeah. And then 25 Sunday. Yeah, so we've now got it, we now have Wednesday, so got this for another 4 days before it breaks, I suppose. I just got stung by the stingers. Oh my lord. So welcome if you're just joining up. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, we're out 5 out of 7 days a week. During the week, we're out normally around this time. Weekends, perhaps a bit later, but not a lot at the minute with the temperatures as they are. If you're a returnee, you know the routine. We chat about everything and nothing. Useful, not useful, all the normal stuff. Feel free to put a chat in the box. We can chat about stuff if people want to. If not, we're going to just enjoy the stroll together. I'm hoping, though, you've not just been stung, because my leg is all up my shin and it's absolutely killing me. And I can't find any dot leaves, which is supposed to be healing. So we're just going to have to get on with it, as they say. What's the matter, silly old dog? There we go. I think we've got a few more to negotiate. There we go. I think we're through. All right, when I have my long trousers on. As soon as you put your shorts on, you're exposed. Come on, Azra, lead on. So this is the main field now, sort of where we make our journey halfway along, and then make the turn. If I sound breathless this morning, guys, I promise you I'm not unfit. It is just so warm, and I have to wear a light gilet when I do the filming, purely and simply to hold the camera up in a sort of stable position, because it just doesn't hold its own weight with any phone I use, whether it's my smaller iPhone or the bigger one obviously less so. So I have to wear this gilet, and it's quite hot. Oh, quite hot. Yeah, I'm warm. I'm not hot. It's warm. Again, if you're new here, we have got lots of stuff over the next sort of few months to look forward to. We do the lives, as I say, 5 out of 7 days a week. Pardon me. And we've got a 2-week summer holiday in August come up. Lots of fun and surprises to come up on that 2-week series. I'm not going to spoil it too much. The second little holiday we've got in September/October, we are in Orlando for mine and Julie's 20-year wedding anniversary. And I am going to do a vlog in due course to let everyone know exactly what we're doing, because we have now booked so much, and we've got a nice little itinerary sort of gathering, and I wanted to get the itinerary done before I sort of spoke to you guys about it, to make sure we were completely happy with it. I don't like to say I don't see us getting much rest, but the first, just to give you an idea, guys, and this is just a sneak preview of the first and second day we're there. So we land around lunchtime on the Saturday, whatever the Saturday is. Now that isn't so bad. I never plan too much on a sort of travel day, especially where you're sort of going back in time, which of course going to America you are. So that's reasonably relaxed. Sort of, I don't think anything's planned, other than trying to find someone to go for dinner. Now I've got an idea where we might go, but anyway, we'll see. The following day, which is again the Sunday, obviously, I'm getting up. Well, people say with the jet lag, you do wake up quite early. Now, I'm intending to be at the hotel by about 7:30, and I'm going to walk International Drive. Now, we are at the Rosen Plaza end, which is sort of the SeaWorld end. Not quite as far up as SeaWorld, but we're not far away. And it says from our hotel to Denny's, which is the Denny's after Universal Boulevard. I know it because I've used it quite a lot when we've been there before. Go on, Azra, lead on. They say it's about an hour to an hour and a half. Now, that is not taking into consideration talking, heat, any of it. So that's why I'm doing it a nice early one that day, to hopefully avoid clearly the heat of the day. Let's show you the sun again, guys. Look at this. Someone accused me of using AI. That isn't the part and parcel of the geography game, telling me what time it is in Southern California, or telling me where you are. That you were supposed to tell me the time, and I was supposed to try and guess. But thank you for joining up, and I do appreciate you watching. And if you've gone now, cheerio, as you say. Anyway, going back to that first Sunday, so that's that. Then I'm going to get Julia to drive up the other end of International Drive, and we'll meet for breakfast, probably at that Denny's. Then the intention is, and I don't know if we will, because obviously we've got other time to do it, but to go maybe just do a little bit of shopping. Azra, come on. And then we've got Icon Park, which is the well, it's Icon Park's where there's loads of stuff there, but we've got Madame Tussauds and the big wheel books. Now we don't have to do them both the same day. I found out looking at my tickets, which is an added bonus, because I don't think we're going to have time because we have booked Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. But you've got to get to your hotel, you've got to get ready, you've got to get into Universal, have something to eat, probably before you go in, so a late lunch, early dinner, and then you've got to be queuing to get in, they say, by about 5:30, if you want to be some of the first lot in. So, and then you, of course, Halloween Horror Night is going to be a late one anyway. And then the following day, I did talk to Julia about moving this. We've got SeaWorld booked. Now, SeaWorld, we could get in there a little bit later if we wanted to, but you sort of lose some of the day, don't you, if you do that? So I think we will sort of crack on, get up and get there and what have you. I mean, it could well be that Halloween Horror Nights, we get in 6:30 and we've had enough by sort of half past 9, 10 o'clock. I want to see the light show, whatever time that is on. I don't even know what time that is on. But I'd like to see that. So whatever time that is on to, that is what time we will be there to. So yeah, it's that's just the first day, and it doesn't really. There's only one day, which I think is the Tuesday. We actually slow right down, and we've got sort of quite a relaxing day. Every other day, for our choice, we're doing something, and we will be vlogging the whole series for you to enjoy as well, because I think there's some cool stuff. Some stuff I've not seen vlogged. I'm not saying it hasn't been vlogged, but I've just not seen it. And I watch a lot of vlogs, if I'm honest. So if you're just joining up again, good morning, welcome. How you doing this morning? Lovely to have your company. We've been going now. What have we been going? Coming up half an hour. And we've probably got another 15, 20 minutes together. Again, I'll explain the rules of the geography game. If anyone wants to play, tell me the time where you are in the world, and I will try and guess the place. Do not tell me the time and place, because that's not the geography game. Just the time, and not the UK, obviously, because the UK is fairly easy. Feel free to join up and have a go. So we are now moving into the more residential bit of the stroll again. We sort of start off in the residential area. We sort of come back in after sort of meandering our way around the fields. Azra's horsey friends have actually been moved since the last time we saw them at the weekend, actually. They're sort of a bit further over, so Azra doesn't sort of see them as much now, unfortunately. Always a shame, but they are coming up on the left. Yeah, they're right over the back corner there. Don't know if that's coming out, but that's where they are over there. Come on, Azra. If you're new here, welcome. We're live 5 out of 7 days a week around this sort of time. If you're a returnee, you know the drill. I will try, guys, depending on weather and stuff at the weekend, and do another mystery location on Sunday. Try. If I do it, it will not be somewhere we've been before, so probably try and do that 6 to half 6, something like that. Because James had another driving lesson on Sunday, which I believe we've got to be there for 9, so that means we've got to leave about 8:30, something like that. So yeah, I won't be able to be out later on Sunday, unfortunately. So just bear that in mind if you're interested. I'll probably do a community post anyway in due course. Come on, Ezra. It must be tough for the animals as well with these temperatures. Obviously, you see the normal posts. Just a minute, guys. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. You see the normal post about not leaving the animals in the cars and obviously that stuff, which is all very sensible advice. But they say sort of anything over 25 degrees can be quite bad, even for bigger dogs. Sort of heat stroke, overheating. So the temperatures we sort of had yesterday, I understand someone was actually caught with waiting their dog outside of school for their kid to come out around 3 o'clock yesterday. And at 3 o'clock yesterday, guys, it was 32 degrees. You imagine walking around barefoot in 32 degrees. It's just horrendous. I just don't know what possesses people. You know, what they think is right, you know, for an animal. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, even on Saturday when we were out, it was about 23, 24 where we were, and we had both dogs with us. and I was concerned about that, if I'm honest. But luckily, where we were, there were lots of dog bowls being left out in shaded areas where we were able to rest fairly regularly with the dogs. So yeah, I wasn't as worried, but I certainly wouldn't be out in those temperatures that we had yesterday at the time of day. You know, you would just do your animal in, and then I won't go to the vets with heat stroke or something, or burns. Azra, come on. As I said when we were watching the England match last night, we were actually all in our bedroom, me, Julia, James, and the two dogs, with the aircon on. We're very, very lucky to have aircon. Come on, Azra. Come on. Very, very lucky to have aircon in the bedroom. And it's a godsend at the minute, I tell